So welcome to ADEPT Office Hours. This session, of course, is going to focus on the new SCLEad.org data management system that is now available to all South Carolina districts and schools. You access SCLEad.org through the web. You do not have to log in to the department's website to access the system. If you can get on the web, you can log into SCLEad.org. So welcome to ADS Contacts and any principals or district office staff we have joining us today. So first, let's review the agenda. The purpose of our webinar is to ensure that ADEPT contacts and any school staff we have joining us today understand SCLEad.org system functions and system rules or safeguards we have embedded in the system. We hope to accomplish this by reviewing the system from a district or school level administrator's perspective and addressing some FAQs throughout the presentation. The first part of the agenda will be presented a little slower using screenshots of the system. During this time, we will review permissions, reporting expectations, system deadlines and target dates, and then we're going to walk you through how to use bulk tools and of course, how to complete an overall educator's evaluation in the system. We're then going to hear best practice tips from one of your colleagues, Dr. Polly Elkins from Dillon School District 4, and Lila's going to share updates regarding resources available to you right now. She's also going to share some upcoming dates of other office hours and an update on frontline resources. As you already have met Leslie Kendall, she's going to take you on a virtual field trip, which will be your second rehearsal of the actual system. I'm going to walk you through using screenshots, and Leslie's going to walk you through using the actual system, just to make sure you have 2 times to at least see it live if you weren't able to make one of our regional trainings. We're finally going to build in some time for Q&A. So one of our first frequently asked questions is, does SCLEad involve me? Well, the answer is yes. If you evaluate classroom-based teachers, special area educators, or if you manage ADEPT or PADEPT evaluations, you will enter data in SCLEad.org. So today we'll just review the process for ADEPT evaluations. Another frequently asked question is, involve and doesn't involve me, is about roles in the system. In SCLEad.org, there are 3 administrative roles. There's the state level user. There are ADEPT administrators at the district and school level, and there are PADEPT DAs and DUs. If you have questions about PADEPT DAs or DUs, contact Dr. Vicki Troffler. State level users are your ADEPT liaisons at the department. ADEPT administrators, ADEPT district level administrators, will be determined at the district level. Most of you have already been designated as a district level administrator, given you are the district ADEPT contact. You'll be able to access the same data you've always been able to through SCLEad. You'll be able to see all educator evaluation data all years. You'll be able to manage evaluations, of course, using the bulk tools, adding staff records, deleting non-PCS staff records, creating orientation records, entering overall evaluation ratings, entering met, not met, SLO final scores, closing evaluations, the same activities you've always been able to do as a district level ADEPT contact, you'll be able to do with this designation of district level administrator. You have the option of setting someone at the school level as an ADEPT school level administrator. This role is optional, as I just said. We created this role based on feedback from the field, where some of you said that principals get help from their APs or support staff to manage the evaluation process. And there should be a defined role to handle this. So we put it in the system. But please be careful. This is our first underlined statement of the day. Please be careful whom you assign the role of school level ADEPT administrator. School level ADEPT administrators will be able to see what the principal sees for their assigned school. They'll be able to view current and 5-year historical evaluation data. They'll be able to manage the evaluation process, including adding school staff when PCS is down, deleting non-PCS staff records, managing evaluations. This person will have access to others' evaluation data, so be very careful about who you assign this role to. If you have further questions or want to ask some clarifying questions, please feel free to contact your ADEPT liaison here in OEELD. So another frequently asked question, here's some of this is just another rehearsal. Many of you have seen this slide around permissions in SCLEad.org. But just to reiterate, permission level at the superintendent level, they can see all historical and current evaluation data. At the principal level, they have access to the last 5 years of evaluation summary data and current evaluation data for teachers at their school only. An evaluator can see, of course, their own personal evaluation record, and they can also see the evaluation data for any teachers they are currently assigned to evaluate. As far as mentors are concerned, they'll be able to access their mentees' SLO documentation if your district is using SCLEad to capture SLO progress monitoring data, but they will not be able to see current or historical evaluation records for their mentees. And of course, educators will be able to view their own records on demand 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And all users will have access to frontline PD resources, which are going to be embedded in SCLEad.org, and Lila is going to walk us through that a little bit later. So here's another frequently asked question. What do I have to do? What do I have to do in SCLEad.org? Well, here we just wanted to capture what is required reporting. Districts are required to report the same thing you've always been required to report. Overall effectiveness ratings, met, not met, for induction, annual, and continuing contract educators. That hasn't changed. The next year's contract level and hiring status for all educators. Observation results at the indicator level, and we've delineated who that will apply to here. And remember, there's no change around SLO. All classroom-based teachers are required to report student learning objective scores. The next FAQ that we've been getting since we've launched SCLEad.org is, when do I log in? What do I have to do, and when do I have to do it? So here's how we are capturing critical activities and times when we would suggest that times when you have to execute them. Spring, summer, fall. Just wanted to use this as an opportunity to collapse what we know around SCLEad.org and to remind you when critical activities are due.
Essentially, you're planning through the spring and summer about your evaluation teams, your ADEPT plans, you're executing the first cycle during the first semester, and you're executing the second cycle during the second semester.
Thank you, Lila. That's a great point. That's a great way to kind of summarize what we're doing. Okay, it's test time, everybody. We are going to launch a quick poll, and you will see it pop up on your screen. If you could take about a minute to just answer the poll question that you are currently able to see in your Adobe sidebar.
Renata, thank you so much for letting us know. We do have a 100-person limit for this particular webinar that we have hit. So we will definitely check back in with anyone, and we can email the presentation to Ms. Westbrook. We've also had several people request for us that we make that available. We will, once we get it closed captions, we'll post that on the web as well. We also have a question from Jamie Tompkins. All SLOs must be placed into SCLEad. Yes, if schools choose to utilize Enrich in addition to this should not matter. So great question from Jamie. You're more than welcome to use Enrich as you have before. to help with SLOs, but you do need to track the 1 through 4 score within SCLEad. Trevor's question right now is, will this presentation be recorded and housed on the state website? It absolutely will. And Roberta, just keep giving us feedback if you're hearing something strange in the background. We've turned off mic rights for everyone that's not a host. So if you could just let us know, it may be that we have several people in the room and that's what you're hearing. So thank you so much.
Screenshots with you for ADEPT contacts that have not yet entered the system to begin putting in their data. So first question you ask yourself, how do I create and complete an educator's evaluation? So I'm going to walk you through screenshots of the process. So during this particular section of the webinar, just seek to understand the overall process. When we take the field trip with Leslie, we will click through the links and walk you through the actual system, but for now, let's just get the process down. The first part of the process can be completed by either the SCLEad district administrator, the school principal, or school level ADEPT administrator. So first, log into the website. If you have problems logging in, you'll see a green arrow that's pointing to the help desk phone number, as well as an online form that you can submit if you're having login trouble. When you log in, you land on your dashboard. For the principal, it will be the school dashboard. For the district administrator, it'll be the district dashboard, as you're seeing here. Regardless of your position, the screen primarily looks the same. You have a menu of options on the left, status circles in the middle, and links across the top blue bar. You'll see we have green and red arrows pointing. So here's an sclead.org tip. The order of options at the top and the options on the left-hand side are, by and large, listed sequentially. So work your way down the menu of options, and it should decrease any error messages you receive from the system. Most districts have already accomplished the first 4 options in the left-hand menu. If you have not, go ahead and reach out to your ADEPT liaison here at the department. So for the sake of this presentation, we're going to jump down to the ADEPT tools, also referred to as bulk tools. These are optional, but highly recommended because you can handle multiple educators at one time. So first, you have to create an evaluation record for every classroom-based teacher and special area educator in the district who is evaluated under ADEPT. This step will create a current year's evaluation record for each educator, and they must have a current year evaluation record to be evaluated. If they don't have a record created using this step, you can't assign teams or create orientation records in the system. So first, go to District and Schools in the top blue bar, the navigation bar at the top of the page where you see a red arrow. Then click Evaluations on the left-hand menu under ADEPT Tools. When you click on Evaluations, the bulk tool will appear. You're going to select the academic year and the educators you intend to work with. You can search by school, name, or CID. If you don't select any search criteria in filter number 2, all educators in your district or school will appear. For the sake of efficiency, this step can be completed by the district staff if school rosters have already been reviewed. Next, you will select all the educators you want to create an evaluation record for and click Submit. You can select one educator at a time, or you can select all. I just want to point out here, this is a fictitious South Carolina school district. All of the data you're going to see in the system is dummy data, but we did name it Sweetgrass in honor of the Sweetgrass baskets down in Charleston. So that's why you see Sweetgrass County School District. Okay, so you click Submit. You're going to get a confirmation message. That was easy. Wow. Part 1 is done. You just created 2018-19 records for all educators.
We had a question from the field if you're ready to pause, or
yes.
Do you want to keep going?
I'm ready to, yeah, we can take it. Let's take it.
Okay. When you say an evaluation needs to be created for every teacher in special area, should we include counselors, media specialists, and speech therapists?
Those are who we're calling the special area educators. So the answer to that is yes.
Even though they don't use the South Carolina Teaching Standards 4.0 evaluation system, they'll still be using ADEPT 2006, just as in ADS, where we stored both classroom-based teachers and special areas educators. We need to have both of those in there.
Okay, great question. Keep them coming. So now step 2. After you have at the district or school level created an evaluation record, and notice I'm moving sequentially down. First I did evaluations, now I'm looking at evaluation teams. Time for you to set or create evaluation teams for educators. So first, you're going to click again to districts and schools across the top. Then you're going to click evaluation teams under the ADEPT tools menu. Just like you did for evaluation records, you're going to select the year and whatever filter criteria you want to select. You also may have to go ahead and select your school, but this is the same exact process that you did to create a record, and you're going to press search. At this point, you're going to select the educators from the available list you want to create an evaluation team for. Remember, the persons you pick here, notice we only have 3 selected, so the persons you pick here will be evaluated by the same evaluator or evaluation team. If the principal, this is a critical point of clarification, if the principal will be the only person serving on the team, you do not have to select those teams here. A principal can automatically create an evaluation or serve on a team. If you intend to assign a mentor, all the educators you select on this page will be assigned the same mentor, so keep that in mind. But once you've made your selections, click Select Evaluations. Next, determine who the evaluator or evaluators will be. Here is where you can assign a mentor. Remember, if you selected more than one person on the prior page, they'll all be assigned the exact same mentor. Click Confirm Evaluation Team at the bottom of the page. Okay, here's a brief reminder. And this information is also going to be included in some new resources that we have uploaded on the web. We have some new user manuals for you, but this is just a reminder of the differentiation between an evaluation chair and an evaluator. We're not going to review it in total, but it will be in the user manual on the department's website that Lila is going to walk you through later. So here, this is a beautiful part of the system. You get a confirmation page. You get a confirmation screen so that you can review your work. Notice that the educators at the top Teacher 1, Teacher 2, and Teacher 3 are all going to be evaluated by, in this case, they went ahead and selected the principal. There's nothing wrong with that. And elementary staff. You're going to review, and once you're ready, go ahead and click Submit. Hey, you have created teams. You're done with part 2. It's a good feeling. All right, let's keep going. Step 3, now you need to create evaluation records. Notice the little red arrow on the left-hand menu has moved from evaluations down to evaluation teams, and finally we're at orientation. This is the third task. You have to create an orientation record. This can be accomplished by the school or district ADEPT administrator. So first, click on districts and schools where the red arrow is, then click orientations under the ADEPT tools menu. Just as in the 2 processes before, you're going to select the academic year and your search criteria and click search. Now you're ready to select all of the educators who are going to attend an orientation. You can select multiple orientations. Let's say you do induction teachers one day and you're doing annual and continuing teachers another day. However you frame it, you can have multiple orientation events. So make sure that the persons here that you're selecting will attend the same event. On that same page, you're going to see a place where you can select the date. Please make sure it's accurate. And finally, you can submit. And guess what? You have created orientations. Now, for the most part, you will not have to click on districts and schools again as far as setup is concerned. You have done all of the tasks that are required for district setup once you've moved through the right-hand menu. So now, here comes the meat and potatoes of the webinar. How do I, and this is going to be of interest if you're doing training for principals, this is where you're going to start to train principals in your district, principals and evaluators in your district. So we're going to take that perspective here during the webinar. So part 2 details what most principals and evaluators will experience when they complete an actual evaluation, when they complete actual forms in SCLEad.org. Principals and evaluators will log in just like you did on SCLEad.org's homepage. But now they will click on evaluations because you've already done setup under districts and schools. Now it's time to work with the actual evaluations. So when you click on evaluations, you're going to see a list of teachers. If you are the principal, this list will be every educator in your building with an evaluation record. If you are an evaluator, this list will contain only the educators they've been assigned to complete an evaluation for. So principals see everybody. Evaluators, when they click on evaluations, they'll see only the educators that they've been assigned to complete an evaluation for. To see the evaluation record and to get into the thick of it, go ahead and click on details at this point. So now here's our beautiful menu that corresponds and supports SCTS 4.0 rubric. I'm not going to cover student growth and professional goals during this webinar, but we will post a user manual with specific steps to guide you through this section. We're going to start with observations to see the forms that support our new teacher evaluation model, SCTS 4.0. So here, when an evaluator or a principal clicks on observations, they're going to see this screen. They're going to see the options to add observation and add walkthrough. They should select add observations only for evaluation related observations. If they're doing a formative walkthrough, which we would encourage you to use the system for that, they need to select add walkthrough. Any data under a form tagged as a walkthrough will not be counted or calculated toward their overall evaluation results. This page will also show you the cumulative list of observations created. They're going to appear here. Just a note, each individual evaluator must add an observation for the classroom period that they are going to observe. And I'll take a moment to just pause here and tell you about this step 4 at the top and this note at the bottom. This is actually a screenshot from the user manuals that we have loaded for you on the OEELD website. So this page is indicative of the kind of guidance that our team and Randa have taken painstaking hours, lovingly committed to creating a manual that we feel will be very, very useful. So after this webinar, if you're still confused, you will not be on your own. You have us as a resource. You can submit a help ticket, and you will also have these user manuals that give you step-by-step notes and arrows that guide you through the process. So once you click Add Observation, you will see this screen. The evaluator will see this screen. The principal will see this screen. They need to label the observation accordingly. You want to fill in each field. You want to verify that your rubric is correctly identified in the bottom field, and then you want to hit Submit. So just as another reminder, clicking Submit will trigger all of the process forms you need. You'll be able to see the Student Growth and Professional Goals form. That's the SLO plus the Professional Growth Goal form. You'll have a form for pre-conference. And these are rehearsals from our process manual. You want to notify teachers at least 2 to 3 days in advance. You'll see the form for you to enter scores for the entire observation period. You'll see your post-conference form, which, as written in our process manual, needs to occur within 5 days of the observation, and I have a page there out of the guidelines that also tells you where to go to get more feedback. You'll also trigger forms for professionalism and attachments, and an option for attachments from the evaluator's standpoint. A couple of other reminders. We get this as a frequently asked question also. None of the required observations have changed, not the number. This is, I'm not going to read through it, but this is what you've been doing. It's what you did last year, what you did the year before. The number of required observations by contract level has not changed, and we just wanted to reiterate that for you on this screen. So once you click on Submit at the bottom, you created an observation, you said Add Observation, now this screen appears. And if you notice at the top on the left-hand side, you're under Observation, that's the right place to be. You see pre-conference, scripting and scoring, and post-conference. Follow those, they are in sequence. For the pre-conference form, which is the one you see displayed, be sure to include the date. The question field here is optional, but having the pre-conference is still required. So on this form, the minimum you have to capture is the pre-conference date, but feel free to use the question field. No one else can see it besides you. The teacher cannot see this particular form. You want to go ahead, make sure you capture the date and click Save. So notice we're moving down the left-hand menu. We started at pre-conference. Now if you see scripting and scoring has been highlighted or bold, Now this is the scripting and scoring menu. We have built in, notice we're on the scripting tab, that's the first of three. We've built in an optional scripting and scoring function to support evaluators. As always, expectations for documentation that go beyond state reporting requirements are set at the district level. So if you don't use scripting and scoring here, if you don't use the scripting tab here, you would simply click on the scoring tab. The scoring tab, which is the second of three tabs, is where you're going to enter your ratings, where an evaluator will enter their ratings after they've analyzed their scripting notes. If you hover over the little eye icon where you see the second red arrow, it will display on the same screen where you enter your scores, all of the descriptors for each of the indicators. So if you don't have your rubric right in front of you, all you need is embedded in the system. So now you are ready for self-reflection. Good point, good point, good point. You are ready for self-reflection. When you click on self-reflection, it is going to release the self-reflection score to the educator, the self-reflection form to the educator. So hold on just a second, please. We'll be right back with you. So after you have entered all of your scores, you'll then need to complete the post-conference form. Now, when you're looking at this particular slide, I've cut and pasted what you will see on the computer in two just so I can fit it all on one screen. You will be able to see the ratings that the evaluator will be able to see the ratings they just entered. They'll be able to see the teacher's self-score if the teacher has entered them, and they'll have the opportunity to add an area of reinforcement and refinement. At the bottom, you click Save. So here's, Leslie always talks about this in training. This is a critical piece, but it's one that folks tend to always forget. Within this system, you are going to be assigned a PIN number. The district does not have to assign PIN numbers to educator. The system will automatically generate a PIN number. If an educator or an evaluator or a principal or anyone who has access to the system has forgotten their PIN, they simply click the link that says forgot your PIN. Their PIN will be displayed and they will enter it into the box and then click sign. Please also encourage your evaluators and principals, everyone, teachers, not to share their PIN number. Everybody has a unique PIN number that was assigned in the system. So just as a note, and this is a strong encouragement, you may want to make signing the pre-conference form a part of the post-conference. Both the evaluator and the teacher have to sign the pre-conference form. So if I were you, I would have my teacher bring their laptop or be in a lab or have them in your office. You go in, sign the form, log out, let the teacher log into their account and sign the post-conference form as well. I would try to do both of those things at the same time just to improve efficiency. So that has taken us through the observation process from top to bottom. So congrats to everybody. Now, we know that's I guess that's the structured part, that's the written part. What about some feedback